You wake up on a Tuesday morning and your field service team is already out handling jobs. Everything seems fine until your phone rings. One of your technicians is stuck in traffic. Before you even get out of bed, another one calls, he's at the wrong address. And just like that, your entire schedule is upside down. Now, you could blame it on Mercury retrograde or whatever, but honestly, it's just bad management and it's costing you thousands of dollars every single year. But the good news is, you can actually fix this. All you've got to do is follow these 5 service management rules and it won't be such a nightmare for you anymore. Rule number 1, fix it the first time. Return visits are silently killing your business. Nobody, and by that I mean nobody, wants to deal with the same problem twice. So let's say your technician installed an AC unit but forgot to check the thermostat properly. So here's what happens when he doesn't get the job done right the first time. The customer gets annoyed. They keep calling you back. You panic and your technician has to make an extra trip to fix something that should have been fixed the first time round. Every single visit is essentially wasted labor and wasted fuel. And the client, he's done. He's not calling you again because he doesn't trust you to handle even the basics. So why would he give you another shot if you couldn't even get it right the first time, right? And just like that, you lost money twice on one job. So what you can do is send the right technician for the right job. Just because someone is available doesn't mean they're the best fit. Also, a lot of managers don't pay attention to inventory. Real-time inventory tracking exists for a reason. Use it and make sure the right parts are on the truck. And even before the techs get there, you can brief them because nobody wants to make awkward phone calls for basic details. If you manage things right, your field techs will get the job done the first time. But there's this one thing most managers don't pay attention to, and it's actually harming their business, and it's late techs. Rule number 2, late techs kill business. So a customer books a service, they wait and wait, 30 minutes pass the appointment, they're irritated, and now they're really mad. 2 hours, forget it. They've blocked your number and they're already leaving you a bad review. In fact, according to a recent study, 69% of customers won't even rehire a service provider if they have to wait just 1 hour. So think about that for a moment. Almost 7 out of every 10 customers could permanently walk away because your technician showed up late just once. Just kind of shows how late techs destroy trust, and when trust is gone, your business goes with it. So you can start by adding breathing room into your schedules, stop packaging your day so tightly that there's zero margin for error, build in extra space to accommodate unexpected traffic, delays, emergencies, or even tasks that take longer than expected. One late appointment should be manageable and your entire day shouldn't collapse like a house of cards because of it. Second, have a backup plan, right? So if one technician is falling behind, have a system to kind of reroute another nearby tech who can step in quickly. Train your team to handle those kind of reroutes smoothly to reduce panic. And most importantly, of course, don't ever leave your customers in the dark. They should know exactly what's happening and when to expect a solution. Now, let's say that your tech is late and the customer keeps calling you. The worst thing you can do is ghost them, right? Communicate everything clearly and keep them in the loop. And let's be honest, what makes a tech show up on time? It's definitely not an angry email from you, but often money, right? Tying their bonuses to punctuality. You want them to be on time, then give them a reason to care. But remember, this rule won't mean a thing if you're not tracking everything correctly, which brings us straight to our next rule. Rule number 3, if you can't track it, you can't bill it. So I've seen businesses lose a huge chunk of what could have been their profit without even realizing. And no, it's not because employees are slacking off. It all comes down to unlogged labor. So unlogged labor for me is a kind of a sugar-coated term for something that a lot of businesses don't want to have, which is free work. And it's not even their fault. It's usually yours, because if you're not tracking things properly, you're the one bleeding money. So stop saying, I'll add it to the invoice later. You won't, you never do. If you're not fixing paperwork immediately, you could be killing your profit margins in the long run. And without those profit margins, you may not go bankrupt tomorrow, but break even is just as painful as making zero money. Every hour, every extra task, every part needs to be accounted for before employees leave the site. But this doesn't mean slacking more paperwork on your desk. It means going digital, eliminating errors before they even happen. And if you need a little help doing all of this, you can use the Connect Team app. The best part is by going digital is great for employees too. So by having them log every hour, every part, every detail directly into the app, you don't have to open files for updates. You can essentially make it mandatory for them to submit job reports digitally before they even leave the job site. Plus, automated invoicing always. You'll never have to lose money again, in theory. Because if you're not tracking everything, you're not running a business, right? You're just kind of running out of money. And you probably haven't noticed, but there's something else that's slowing your profits down. Rule number 4, paperwork is a silent job killer. And since we're talking about software tools, it's wild how many businesses still aren't using them properly. I mean, look around. Almost everyone you know is glued to their phones, and for some reason, a lot of companies still opt for paperwork. Not only does it use more paper, of course, it also adds more work, hence paper work. Think about it, handwritten reports, manual invoicing, endless back and forth with the office. That's time they could have spent fixing things, finishing jobs, and making money. Instead, they're buried under paperwork, and every minute they waste, that's your profits taking a hit. There has actually been a recent study about this that shows workers spend 50% of their time on paperwork. Half of their day is lost filling out forms instead of doing the real work. The only kind of real fix to this is by cutting the admin work, so switching to mobile job completion forms so you don't have to deal with missing details and messy handwriting, and your techs can quickly and easily log every critical piece of information right from their phones before they even leave the job site. This alone saves you so much time. But don't just stop there. You can introduce text-to-voice reporting to your technicians so they're not wasting time typing out every detail. And for repeat customers, pre-fill data entries so they're not starting from scratch every time. Plus, digital systems are way more reliable because you don't end up losing important documents or forget about job sheets. The best part is you can access everything on your phone and get real-time updates from your techs. So instead of wasting hours every day just on lousy paperwork that, let's face it, the vast majority of us do not like doing, make your techs do some real work, right? You make more money, they make more money, everybody wins. But even with all of this efficiency, none of it matters if your customers aren't happy, which brings us to our next big rule: the customer is all powerful. It's not some wild hyperbole or whatever, it is true. Not only do the customers have the final say in pretty much everything from what you have to do and what review you'll get, they can actually advocate to not buy any service from you, right? So bad reviews from customers can ruin your business, and no matter how much you think you've nailed it, there's always that one customer who could make it their life's mission to let the world know you ruined their day, right? You could have a 99% success rate, but that 1% is sometimes what people remember. One bad experience and people are going to write you off. If you did a great job, you'd probably get your payment and a quick thank you because customers obviously expect your workforce to be professionals. But if you do a terrible job, that could be going on Yelp, it could be going on Google Reviews and their cousin's group chat. And handling this isn't as easy as it sounds sometimes. First, catch the problems before they go viral. If something went wrong, wouldn't you rather hear from it privately first, right? So set up an automated system to ask customers how their experience was. If something was off, fix it before they tell everyone about it. And let's be honest, angry customers really are not fun, but you really need a well-trained, calm, diplomatic employee who can listen to the customers that maybe didn't have the best experience. So you can teach your team to listen, to de-escalate, and when necessary, offer solutions that actually matter. Step 1 is to get your team comfortable with active listening. Let the customer vent and fully express their frustrations without jumping in too early. Next, tell your team to genuinely empathize and understand where the customers are coming from, even if they're not exactly right. But honestly, There's something that matters more than listening and empathy, and that's having a compensation policy, right? So give your team clear guidelines on what solutions they can offer immediately, such as discounts, follow-up appointments, or priority scheduling. Yes, it does cost money generally, but if you compare this to the company having a bad reputation for a long time because of a bad review, it becomes not so big of an expense all of a sudden. When a customer has a genuinely bad experience, offer them something, whether it's a discount, a redo, or a small compensation. You can't make everyone happy at the end of the day, but you can make sure bad experiences do not define your business. These 5 rules make management a whole lot easier for you if you do it right. And if you're someone who struggles with management, subscribe, because my upcoming videos are about to make management a breeze for you.